Hey, St. B's family. David Madeira, Director of Music here with your weekly Lenten check-in. It's now the beginning of Lent 2, the second full week of Lent, and I hope we are beginning to experience maybe some of the routine, the regularity of Lent settle in, as opposed to the discomfort and even the just forgetfulness of the first few days. Hopefully by now we're starting to experience some of the benefits of these Lenten disciplines, seeing the fruit that they promise to bear in us. Um, on that note, just an interesting thought that occurred to me last week. I was planting the first little seeds in indoor seed trays to get ready to go into the garden later in the spring. I was noticing that um, they would be getting ready to go in the garden right around Easter time. And I think there's an interesting analogy there, an interesting symbolism in the fact that what will be seen growing in our gardens in Eastertide begin as seeds planted inside right here at the beginning of Lent. And that's exactly what these Lenten disciplines are doing for us. They are seeds that we're planting now that will hopefully be growing into beautiful plants, flowering plants in Eastertide, and then producing an abundant harvest in us through the season of Pentecost. If you've been using our lighter Lent guide to help shape and focus your Lenten practice, you'll see that this week's fast is from TV media content. So TV, Netflix, YouTube. I know for a lot of us that's going to be particularly painful because we've been spending so much time inside that the unending stream of available content has been a source of escape and solace for us. But I encourage you to embrace and lean into this practice this week. It's the time that you would have spent in front of the TV. Pick up a book that you've been meaning to read, or spend more time in Scripture. Sit in silence, listen to God, listen to the voice of your heart, listen to the sheer sound of silence. You can also tie this week's fast in with this week's service opportunity, which is around creation care. By spending the time that you would have been in front of a screen outside, walking through your neighborhood or through a park, take a trash bag with you and pick up any litter that you see along the way, help make our green spaces more beautiful. And then finally, our connectional practice this week is to reach out to somebody from the St. B's community that you haven't seen in a long time. Write a letter, make a phone call, just make that connection. Many of us are just acutely feeling the pain of loneliness and isolation. And this is a good way to remind each other that we care about each other, that we're thinking about each other, we love each other, and we miss each other. I do miss you all. I am particularly missing the sound of you all worshiping together. It gives me a lot of hope that now it's March, which means spring is around the corner, which means outdoor worship, singing together. And one of the things that I'm also going to be working on is just creating more space for us to gather together and unite our voices in song, to resurrect the beautiful practice of congregational singing. Along those lines, one of the things that you'll notice if you're worshiping with us on our live stream on Sunday mornings is the return of psalm chanting for Lent. Obviously, right now, everything is being sung by a soloist in the loft for COVID safety reasons, but wanted you to begin to hear that done again and follow along at home so that we can begin to resurrect that practice as well. What I'm envisioning on our return to worship together is we've got work to do. We're going to have to play catch up on revitalizing the fullness of musical worship at St. B's, from the praise songs to our rich tradition of hymnody and the beautiful practice of psalm chanting. I want us to be able to do those together again, to work on them, to enjoy them, and to reap the benefits of what it means to sing together. So be on the lookout for outdoor worship opportunities coming sometime soon. And I cannot wait for that. And I can't wait to see you all again. I wish you a wonderful second week of Lent and blessings on your continued Lenten journey.